We're less than 12 hours away. Find out how you can help those who can't help themselves with tonight's Signature Chefs event. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on tonight's March of Dimes Signature Chefs event, and we're visiting with one of its instrumental volunteers, Deb Bramlett. Good morning, Deb.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in. It's so exciting to get you in the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Particularly not having visited the studio before.
Never been here before.
You've been out on the airbase a lot.
I can't believe how the airbase has changed.
It's
wow.
amazing. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. You remember a couple of years ago driving through and seeing all the barracks up, and now they've got those fancy ponds and the great waterworks through there and the parks that are about to be turned over to the city.
It looks beautiful in here.
It is. It's stellar. And of course, you're not that far away now with that soon-to-be Fantasy Harbor Bridge. Cross it over from the airport area. Yes. We're going to be able to get back-to-back in 5 minutes.
We're waiting for that to open.
Yeah, that's going to have an instrumental impact on medieval times.
We're poised for it.
Yeah. What's the expected opening date of that?
You know, we were just talking about that, and it was paid for in Ride 1. Right. And so we were told that construction should start relatively soon, preparing the roads for it, but we have not heard any recent updates.
So that'll get folks directly out of the airport. Is that right? And they'll just cross over the waterway coming from the airport or from Coastal Grand Mall? Or
yes.
It's really around that area?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And you'd be at the front castle door.
Yeah, the front of the castle. What's that like, saying the front of the castle, Deb?
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is a totally different environment. It's very interesting to be at the castle. It's very quiet in the morning. Yeah. And then about 3 o'clock, all of the actors and knights and the wait staff start to come in, and the buzz in the castle elevates the closer showtime gets.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
It must be amazing. There are a lot of folks, as you know, the bulk of our viewers are in the PD in southeastern North Carolina. A lot of them, I'm sure, have seen the castle as they're driving down 501, heading to the beach over on the right over there, or they've been there. They've been to medieval times. It's one of the most popular locations, and you've got locations in a number of other markets in the U.S.
We have 8 total castles across the United States.
Is that right?
Yes.
What are some of those other cities? Chicago, I believe?
Chicago. There's one in California, Buena Vista, California, I believe. Dallas.
Wow.
Toronto. Baltimore, in Mills property, which is an outlet center there.
Yeah.
Schaumburg, just outside of Chicago, as you said. Lyndhurst, New Jersey.
Great. Wow. How they land in Myrtle Beach, such a small community like this, but it's been a huge success, I understand.
Very successful. Medieval Times has been in Myrtle Beach for 9 years, almost 10, and has done extremely well over in Fantasy Harbor, and very happy to be there.
It's a great location. Real quick about yourself, Deb. Are you originally from the area?
I'm from Rochester, New York originally, and moved down here 9 years ago.
9 years ago? What brought you down from Rochester?
My husband. I married a Southerner.
You married a Southerner?
Yes.
Good answer. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, South Carolinian.
He's a South Carolinian. That's even more a Southern. That's right.
Yes.
There's some Southerners in North Carolina and Virginia. Keep going south, you just get a little more Southern. And I understand, is he in a school in North Myrtle?
He coaches and teaches at North Myrtle Beach High School.
Okay, great. So do y'all live on the North End?
South End.
Oh, come on.
South End.
Y'all have just found good use of South Carolina 30 or SC 31. Yeah.
Love 31. Yeah. Love 31. We're just waiting for it to finish and hit 544.
That's right. So you'll be able to hook in there around. You just get off of 17 bypass, head up 544 a little bit.
Yes.
And then that'll take you straight to North Myrtle.
Yeah.
And you to Fantasy Harbor.
I'll probably still go Forest Brook.
Okay, good. So you've got some shortcuts there.
Yeah.
Again, for our viewers in the PD and southeastern North Carolina, we can't tell them all the shortcuts because we got to be able to keep those in the summertime.
That's right.
Yeah.
We need those shortcuts in the summertime.
Got to have those in the summer. You've been down here 9 years, Deb, and involved in a heck of a lot of community things. The March of Dimes tonight's event's just one of many events you've been supporting for years. What are some of the other things you've been particularly active in?
Children's Miracle Network Telethon with the
right.
Children's Hospital in Florence. We've done that. I've been a part of March of Dimes for a couple of years. Member of CAMP.
Oh, yeah.
Member of Coastal Network Cooperative, which is a group that markets to the motor coach industry.
Right.
Pretty much a lot of visitor-related organizations, but then also some charity organizations.
Yeah, there's so many groups, and of course all those groups, CAMP, and I think I saw you were the education liaison for CAMP, or
Yes.
real active on that side. You think of CAMP, who does a heck of a lot of work for kids in the area and
Yes.
youth in the area, as well as CNC. So many others. Again, when you're driving to bring a lot of traffic to this area, it pumps up the economy in so many ways that it enables charitable groups to really get some benefit there.
I'm very lucky. I've worked for companies who believe in putting back into the community, and just in the short time that I've been at Medieval Times, we've done fundraisers for kids voting, for the March of Dimes, for Adopt a Tree program. So they've been very good in giving back.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw in Rochester, you were the group for a number of years that had been in that community. I think more than, 90 years
90
of family-owned
years,
business
yes.
that really did a lot serving that community.
Yes, the chairman of the board brought me in his office and he said to me, your job is to go put back into this community what we have gotten out of it. So he was very community-minded and served on many, many boards and organizations and expected his employees to do the same. So I had a good teacher.
We saw that great mission for the last number of years before you made that spectacular jump to Medieval Times, with so many of the big activities happening out of the Myrtle Beach factory stores along 501. And we think about Kim Lloyd was with us recently, pumping up the Super Supper, which has been a spectacular event for the American Cancer Society.
It was a great event. I mean, in the years that I was there, each year the charity changed. So we were able to really help CASA one year and the Horry County Shelter Home for Children one year. It rotated every year, and so we've got to spread the wealth out.
Oh, yeah.
And the community was very receptive, and that's the great part. They kept coming and coming and coming.
I did not know there were multiple charities. I hadn't
Yes.
thought about that. I thought the Cancer Society was the biggie, but I guess
This
you
is
served.
the first time, I think, that they were
Is that
a recipient from the Super Supper event.
Golly.
Yes.
Well, Kim, of course, is going to be with us tonight
Yes.
at the Signature Chefs event.
Yes.
She's been involved a long time, obviously, whether she was at Thoroughbreds or, of course, now at Paulie's Plantation, and she's helping to organize the 12 chefs you've got out there.
She's got it all under control. We
Amazing.
don't have to worry about that. And we have Wayne Graffius from DeGraft, who is working with us in the decoration of the ballroom tonight and the centerpieces. And he talks to Jim Burton, who is our cast manager, and I sit there and I listen to the two of them have their conversation.
Right.
And they have a plan, and Wayne is like in charge of the plan, and Jim sees the plan, and I know from working with both of these gentlemen, they have a plan and they understand it. I can't tell you what the plan is, but I'm not worried about it because I know it's all going to come together because they have a plan.
Wow. This is less than 7 hours away, or 12 hours away, excuse me.
Yes, I'm leaving here and going to the ballroom so we can spend the morning and probably early afternoon getting ready.
It's incredible to think of so much that's going on. Colleen Shanley was with us yesterday. It was so great hearing some of the nuts and bolts of the March of Dimes and the commitment that so many volunteers have made. Lois Ergel was with us last Wednesday to hear her talk about everything that leads up to it, and the incredible group of volunteers y'all have had at all those meetings, whether at Wachovia or at Medieval Times or there at the Radisson, and to see Rita Gray and, of course, formerly Mike Rodigan. He was so instrumental in locking up some great auction packages.
He got some fabulous auction items.
Oh,
Fabulous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of those trips to incredible locations, and, of course, and then the Barbados opportunity.
And I guess Rita had a great time from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's right. 5 days down there. Someone's going to win that chance to go down there or will win that trip for 5 days, 5
Yes.
nights.
Yes, for $25.
Wow. That is
$25 ticket. You too could be entered.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, it's amazing to see that commitment and how basic that is, whether it was $20 or $25 or $30, even $50, just that opportunity to be able to expand upon and have a chance to do that.
Go to a place like that.
Yeah.
Totally relaxed. But there are other great places involved.
Yeah, I think I saw a ton of the locations. Augusta, Georgia. There's a San Antonio trip, maybe Minneapolis. of course, some incredible packages. What are some of the other auction packages you all have arranged?
Well, you know, the great thing about the silent auction is that they have divided it up into categories. So if I understood correctly, each table has a theme. So there's a golf theme, and there's a pampering table, I believe, and I'm not quite sure of all of the themes that they've given to the tables.
You'll see in a few hours when you get over there.
Exactly. Bob from Crown Reef.
Crown Reef, sure.
Has just gotten involved with the silent auction, and he's got it going on. He's got it all together.
Wow.
So, yeah, they're doing, the silent auction is fabulous. Some fabulous items. We have an item in there. I saw some of the gifts the other day that are going in there, and everybody's just been so generous.
I've seen Medieval Times items at tons of charitable events, swords and armor. I mean, some incredible stuff y'all have donated to events in the past, and I guess continue to do and keep doing.
That's Doug, the general manager, Doug Sapples. He luckily, you know, believes in giving back to the community, and we need to help. And this weekend we're one of the sponsors of the Humane Society Walk, and he's never said no to me, which is wonderful. So he's right there supporting us. He will be at the event on Tuesday night, and
it's a big event tonight. Absolutely. I'm so glad he can make it out. I know he's so busy. I saw him last week at an event where you attended, the Myrtle Beach Area Hospitality Association, and seeing him and talking about so many of the activities he's involved in. And of course, there are so many groups that come to you to ask for support. I know you all go above and beyond on those aspects. Real quick, for a viewer who may not have attended Medieval Times or been out to a show out there, can you guide someone through an evening when they get there, what all's there, if they've never been to that part of Fantasy Harbor?
Absolutely. Well, the doors open up at 4:30, and you are greeted by a trumpeter and the Lord Chancellor and his guards, and King Alfonso the Conqueror. And he will invite you into the castle, and we have a museum you can go through and visit, and we do knighting ceremonies. So you're in the lower Hall of Arms until about 5:45, and then you are taken into the arena and you are seated, and there's a 4-course meal. You eat with your hands because it is medieval.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Medieval
knives
times.
And forks. That's smart.
Exactly. And we have a Sega Falcon that we fly, and the knights are there, and they have a tournament of games, and there's a battle, and there's romance.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
You need to
I
come.
can meet somebody there. Yeah.
You can meet somebody there.
Get down.
And there's a tournament, and I can't tell you anymore. You have to come see the show.
There really is. It sounds like a heck of a lot. You almost have a huge crew over there, Deb.
We do. And in the summertime, our crew expands.
Oh, yeah.
But
you do more than one show in the summer?
Most nights we do 2.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
In July and August.
How long is the show normally?
2 hours.
Okay.
Now, we also have a matinee program. We have a huge educational program. We work with the schools. We have a reading program, a nighttime reader program. We do special shows for Girl Scout and Boy Scouts because there are certain elements of their badges that they can come to Medieval Times, and that applies towards getting one of their badges.
I did not know that. That's great. That's something to promote.
Yes. So they're very on top of what's going on and how they can interact with the children. And the Queen will go out and read to school children and encourage them, the children, to read and have their parents read to them.
Wow, that is fantastic. Deb, if a viewer wanted to learn more about Medieval Times or about tonight's Signature Chefs event, is there a good number that they could call?
They can call the castle at 236-8080 to learn about the show, and then they can call me if they want to know about tonight's event.
Sure.
At 446-5029.
Okay, 446-5029. And you said 236-8080.
Yes.
For the Medieval Times, if someone wanted to learn more about that. But you said the doors open at 4:30, and the show starts at what time?
6.
Great. So they could end up being there from virtually 4:30 to 8 or even later.
The time passes very quickly. It really does.
You said you all have a museum in there?
Yes, we have a torture museum in there.
A torture museum?
Yes.
That doesn't sound like a place to meet ladies. No, I'm kidding. Excuse me. That sounds like fun. And of course, knighting.
We do knighting ceremonies, so if it's your birthday or you're celebrating an anniversary or a wedding,
wow,
you can be knighted.
Is this for real?
Yes.
Yeah.
King Alfonso the Conqueror will knight you.
Now, King Alfonso is going to be around tonight. Tonight is medieval times night off. The actors get a night off. Tuesday night?
King Alfonso will be with you tonight, my dear.
Oh yeah. You mean at the Herald table?
Yes.
Yeah, we're very excited. Well, there's 3 tables, so I don't know which one he'll just find me. That's right.
You will have King Alfonso the Conqueror, Queen Inez, you'll have Princess Esperanza, and you will have the Lord Chancellor at your tables.
Wow, that's right. We got 3 great tables. We're very excited about the eclectic mix of groups that we've put together, and we may have some extra seats at my table, but we're working to fill those up tonight. I've got 12 hours to get it filled, so we're very excited. A lot of opportunities to bid on some incredible auction items, and of course, I want to go through the list. Colleen was with us yesterday, and she was kind enough to leave this here before she ran out. I think she was running over to the Radisson to get ready, but chefs from Thoroughbreds doing signature dishes. Part of the thrill of you calling it the Signature Chefs event is the fact that you've got 12 of the greatest chefs in the area producing their top dishes, and then you've got Kim Lloyd offering assistance there, and of course Paulie's Plantation doesn't have a station, but she's helping orchestrate it, and she and Paulie's Plantation are donating a big meal. And I understand Lois Ergel's doing that.
Lois is great. I love Lois. She has been a terrific chairperson of this event, and she is cooking.
Yeah.
And I would love to be invited to her house.
I think we got a bidder.
I lost Kim Lloyd to you last year at the event.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
You were bidding against me. I was wondering who that was driving the number
I lost
up.
Kim Lloyd to you last year.
Well, you're going to lose again tonight, so don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, no, you may not.
No, you're not sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
You're
That's
not
right.
sorry.
And as a matter of fact, when Kim came to the house, I had a bunch of chefs. The former chef at Thoroughbreds, Sean Christensen, and Tom Mullally, and Ronaldo and Scott. I had a bunch of chefs there to enjoy Kim's delicacies, and then I had Tom Mullally back another night and had Kim over to enjoy his food. So it's fun to get the chefs not on the hot seat, to have them sit down and enjoy other people's cooking.
I'll tell you what, I was so lucky to be able to work with the American Culinary Federation in my previous job.
Right.
They're wonderful, wonderful, giving people.
Yeah, you talk about giving back.
Exactly.
And their employees, I mean, the restaurants they're with oftentimes are obviously very giving. Let's go over these restaurants. Thoroughbreds, Vidalia's, the restaurant there at the Radisson Plaza Hotel, obviously Sam Snead's Grill, right there next door to Thoroughbreds, Greg Norman's Australian Grill, Flavors, and that's a new addition there on the scene. Very exciting to have them involved. Cricket's Restaurant and Bar, another new one from the South Strand, not far from your home. Oliver's Lodge, a Merle's Inlet component, getting them back in with their new ownership and that commitment. The Chocolate and Coffee House. You know, so many of these great restaurants, and that ability that one of them may be a place that you go and spend $150, $200, but this $100 goes where? It goes to the March of Dimes.
Exactly.
I mean, it's incredible to think about. Divine Fish House, another amazing South Strand component. Ocean Club from Grand Dunes. Horry Georgetown Technical College Culinary Arts Program that Carmen Catino and the crew out there do an incredible job putting stuff out, an incredible job, and of course Margaritaville.
And it gives people an opportunity to try dishes from restaurants where maybe they've been thinking about going, but they haven't had an opportunity to go yet, and here they can come try a dish.
That's right.
And then go visit that restaurant and really enjoy a wonderful meal.
That's right, a signature dish, but only tonight can the money they pay go to support a charity, whether it's the March of Dimes or anyone. If they go to Divine Dining, and otherwise, obviously, Divine does a lot for the community.
Exactly.
But that meal itself will probably be used to pay for the servers and pay for the food itself. Tonight, everything's going to the March of Dimes.
Everything. It's a great event.
How have your actors committed that much time? And obviously you and Doug and the main guy there who puts together the choreographer, how have you all committed so much time to make tonight's event such a special one?
The cast is looking forward to being at the event tonight very much. We've met with all of them. We've explained what's going to happen tonight, and I'm very lucky in that the cast is willing to go anywhere with me that I ask them to go. They're very supportive of everything that we do, and so they're all excited about the event this evening and what's going to happen. And they have some surprises planned.
There's some surprises?
I can't tell you.
Oh, come on.
I was told that if I told you that I would be put on the rack and stretched until daylight.
Stretched until daylight. This sounds like something from the show. People really need to get out to medieval times.
People really need to come see us.
It sounds like an amazing thing. Now, during the show itself, of course, there are horses. There are obviously a lot of horses involved.
Andalusian stallions.
And what?
Andalusian
stallions. Wow. How many Andalusian stallions would be in the show?
I think they use 15 to 20 different horses each evening in the show. There's one whole section that is geared specifically for the Andalusians. It's incredible. If you have never seen an Andalusian stallion before, it's incredible what these horses can do.
Now, is this something I could bring a 2-year-old to, Deb? Is this
Yes.
what's the normal makeup of a crowd? I'm sure it changes every night, but
It's family. We're a family entertainment venue, and children love it, and adults love it. I had family in from out of town last week, and they wanted to go, and we were all standing in our chair yelling at our night.
Wow. Oh, you said at our night, so there's one person that you're rooting for.
Yes, you get put into a section. You actually get a crown when you come in. That's a color. Everybody has a different night that they cheer for, but you sit in the section of the color of your crown, and then you cheer for that night.
Wow. Well, now, and so tonight at my table, obviously I'll have the king there, so
Yes.
he's not going to be doing a lot of sparring or dueling, but...
The knights have to listen to the king.
Oh, yeah,
The
I
king
like
is
that.
the ruler.
Here we are on top of that. The herald's on the money tonight. That's exciting.
And you have the king's daughter sitting with you.
Oh, wow. I don't need a date then. That's great.
And you have the king's wife.
Well, I can't...
And then you have the king's Lord Chancellor. He takes care of the king's business.
Yeah.
He watches over the kingdom.
Well, I'll let him do the bidding for me tonight then. Use his bidder number as well. That's right. He'll be bidding against you for Kim Lloyd.
I will tell you this. The Lord Chancellor does carry a sword.
Oh, yeah. That's the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. You're probably pretty powerful with these guys. Yeah, Deb Bramlett. We'll have to solicit Doug's support tonight. Doug will go on my side. You know, it's amazing to see the commitment of so many folks who've bought tables. And there's still an opportunity today, whether they call the March of Dimes between now and noon, the 488-3463 number, or between noon and 5 to give you a little time to get ready. Between noon and 5, if they call the 446-5029 number. Or, of course, even if they miss everything today or are out of town today, they can still call that 236-8080 number to learn about the medieval times. But when you think about tonight's event and so many of the activities going on tonight, there's that opportunity to really be a part of a special evening.
It is, and it's for a great cause. It's for children. And, you know, we have to think about where we are. I'm very lucky. I had a great time growing up, and I'm very blessed. And so it's our opportunity to give back. And you do it now before you're one of those people needing help.
You know, I'm sure your husband must talk about that aspect of teaching and coaching at a school and having that opportunity to really work with kids on a regular basis all the time. I guess he's teaching, not only teaching kids, but coaching them. He sees all those machinations of their lives. And, you know, Colleen was with us yesterday talking about these children born into the world less than 2 pounds. You think about the stuff that kids have to do at an early age that oftentimes are if he's a coach, he's seeing them at their fullest levels, you know, and the full energy levels. But you see a child, we talk about Parker Wilson, who'll be involved in tonight's event. And I think Colleen talked about $1 million of medical bills.
$1 million.
Obviously a heck of a lot that goes into caring for a child born prematurely. So an event like tonight really becomes even that much more important.
Exactly. We have to take care of our children. They're our future. So.
Deb, if you had a minute to talk to somebody about the reason they really needed to be out, obviously that aspect of supporting children, being there, but to kind of sum up the evening, if someone was just tuning in right now, to let them know why they needed to get out to the Radisson Plaza Hotel tonight at 6:30.
Because children are so important to us. And you can come, and you can have a great time, and you can bid on some wonderful items and help those who are too young to help themselves.
Those are great words. Great chefs, great words, and thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Me.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Deb Bramlett coming up next. You heard her talk about that love for children, and obviously that activity for her the last 9 years down in that area, the commitment to be involved with the Children's Miracle Network on the advisory board for McLeod Children's Hospital. But she loved another thing. She loved a Southerner. She married him. She moved down here. Can you believe that? Rochester, New York, falls in love with a Southerner. That's nuts. The commitment to stretch out and obviously make a commitment not only to children but to others, to volunteer time. You heard her even give out her mobile phone number. She said, call her. Wait till noon, but give her a call, or call her right now, 446-5029. She wants you to be there tonight, not only because Medieval Times is there, not only because a heck of a lot of folks that she works with are volunteering their time to be there to save babies together, but because she wants you to be there to experience what it's like for Parker Wilson and his family. There'll be a presentation tonight. You can be a part of that. You've got 10 hours to make a decision and 11 hours to get out there. It's black tie optional. You can travel in from the PD. You can travel in from Lumberton or Laurinburg or Brunswick County. You can also call the March of Dimes number earlier today, 488-3463. It's the Radisson Plaza Hotel, Myrtle Beach Convention Center. 12 amazing chefs having incredible dishes out there. Make a commitment to come out. One of those restaurants, if you've never been there, it could be a signature dish. You fall in love with the place, you go back from here on out. But tonight, where do your funds go? They go to help stop premature births. 1 in 8 babies, 476,000 births this year. What's a premature baby? If you saw Colleen Shanley yesterday, you'd know what it's about. Seeing the size of those different diapers, it's a big deal. Get out there, help the March of Dimes tonight.